Welcome back, guys. Happy holidays. I hope everyone is having an amazing December so far. You guys already saw the title. We are going to be talking about thoughts on Mark Douglas, and me and Jared are going to be talking about trading psychology. So basically, I have a lot of experience with Mark Douglas. I read both of his books, twice each. So basically 4 times. I listened to all of his videos. I've been very immersed in his culture because he's very good at what he does, and I attribute a lot of my success to his information and everything thus far. And he's a phenomenal teacher, and I'm just always grateful for him that what he was able to do, discover, and pave the road to very much a lot of other traders to really get where they are.
The cool thing about this is that we had such different arrival point or like arrival methods to get to where we were at. And Rob and I, we both came together pretty much like we had both gotten funded, right? Pretty much around this point in our trading career where we said, hey, look, we're here now, and we both took a very different route to kind of arrive to the same things. And from my perspective, like I'm giving all credit to Mark and everything he taught. I just had never read any of his books to get to a point of consistency while trading. But on the contrary, dude, I had read dozens of different books, you know what I'm saying, in self-development and personal development, and really trying to master my thoughts. And companies with years of experience that brought us to a very similar road of principles and thoughts and ideas that you need to understand psychologically to have a level of success that you want to have and consistency in trading. So I guess the first thing I'm going to ask you is, since Mark Douglas was bricks to your foundation, right? What did you take away that you felt like maybe that you wouldn't have gotten if that wasn't a part of your journey to get to where you are right now?
So one big thing that really stands out is you need to accept the risk before you can really accept the randomness in the market. And I'm pretty sure that like if you've been trading before, you know that your distribution between like wins and losses is not always going to be the same. In a 20 set sample size of trades, how he talks about, it's like you don't know how many wins and losses that you're going to have. You don't know if this one's going to be a win, this one's going to be a loss. You don't know the 100% on each outcome of every trade. But in a sample size of trades, like we were talking earlier, guess what? You should be consistent if you're playing your edge and you're following your rules and, following all of those things. But, really learning from him and learning how to accept risk, that's kind of how you do a lot of things. Like, you need to accept risk before you do a lot of like things that get you uncomfortable. Or like when you get into financial investments, like me, you were talking about like NFTs and everything. I don't know a lot about NFTs, but I know that I'm working on becoming an exotic car sourcer and everything, and I'm calling dealers and everything thus far. And my distant mentor, he always tells me like, the whole point of car hacking is you want to be out of the car in 8 to 12 months. So you're going to do all your research, right? You're going to do like, what does this car go for? How much miles does it need to have? What is the spec? Like, how does the car look? What's the condition and everything thus far? Now you need to predict what the market is literally going to be in 8 to 12 months by looking at past data at previous cars. So if you're buying a 2018, what does 2017s look like? And I hope you guys are following me with that. And then in 8 to 12 months, I'm going to unload the car and unload it easier because it's so nice. It's not so many of them on the market. So, and that's what helps you kind of avoid emotional attachment. Like
that all has to do with you accept it. You're accepting the risk.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. You need, and I was going to end off that and everything thus far. The reason you need to accept the risk is like I was saying, you're studying, you're finding out what you need to buy, and you want to accept the risk because in 8 to 12 months, you want to let go of the car. And there is 3 possible outcomes, and it's the same way in the market. You could lose money. You could, I was going to do the middle finger right there, so I'm going to like go right back because it's going to be weird. Family friendly. There's 3 things that could happen. You could take a loss, you could break even, or you could even have a potential of making money. So you see where it kind of all ties back into how it all ties back. Right. You need to know like the worst possible scenario is going to be what? losing money.
Right.
So guess what? You need to accept the risk before you even make the purchase.
Right.
At the end of the day, I mean, that's something that I really learned, and that's when it comes to like eliminating your investments. So when I say that, it's like liquidating it, you know, like selling it.
Right.
It makes it easier to let go because you're not emotionally attached to it. You accepted the risk. And if you need to lose money, I mean, I've had multiple losing trades and everything thus far. And it's easier for me to be like, all right, I accepted the risk. That's how I know I'm going to get into the trade. And if I lose, that's it, period. So,
Right.
you know, vice versa, let me ask you, what's something that you learned from like other sources that were kind of like similar to what you've started hearing in Mark Douglas lately?
So in terms of like, so I've recently been diving into Mark Douglas, so I'm not like, I guess like incredibly seasoned on what he teaches, but what I'm gonna say is something that I learned from just doing self-development over the like years. One of the very first self-development books I ever bought, I think it was one of the first two. One of them I think was a sales book, and the second one was The Richest Man in Babylon. And one of the lessons that I learned from that book that stuck with me throughout my entire life up until now, which has been several years since I read the book, and you know, I've read it more than once since then, but the main premise that the moneylender is teaching, who he's the richest man and he's the one who's actually the mentor, he's the one who's instilling the knowledge, is he says that you should bank on predictable investment returns and not like pretty much trying to hit home runs. You know what I mean? Like if you can consistently get whatever small margin it is, like that's what you should be banking on. And I've heard it from other mentors of mine as well, who are like personal mentors to me, who say like, look, you know, I'm worth X amount, 8 figures, 9 figures, whatever the case is, and what I've done to get there is consistently hit singles, not hit home runs. You know what I mean? So I've been hearing this for years and years and years in my life, and it was so applicable to trading because of how I approach the market right now is very opposite to what most people do. My goal is, you know, a couple percent a day, a couple percent a week, and like I'm not out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, make 10,000% on, you know, a cryptocurrency that launched yesterday, or whatever the case is, right? Which is like how like a lot of, I'm not saying everybody approaches the market that way, but that's what people want. People want short-sighted, short-term, how can I get rich right now?
Another example that I like to use is like coffee shop examples. Like let's say you own a Starbucks and everything thus far. Let's say for a month, right? Like you're not looking to make all your money on Saturday because nobody's working. You know, like everyone's gonna walk into Starbucks and have spinach and feta wraps and a bunch of matcha lattes, and you're like lit. This is it, and a bunch of more coffee. No, you're looking for like consistent people coming in and day out and buying coffee, buying matchas, buying bakery items, buying breakfast goods and everything thus far.
Right.
I have a lot of points at Starbucks, by the way, bro. I'm gonna keep compounding them all day, not even use them. I'm gonna use them when I'm dead. But no, I really do have that I could show you. But
that's a great example of like Starbucks owners. They're probably banking on consistent coffee drinkers to come every day to drink coffee.
Exactly.
They're not like, oh man, quarter 1 is almost over. I need to have like a day that's 10,000 times better than yesterday.
Yeah, you never seen Starbucks like with a Starbucks is open on this side,
right.
Or like you've never seen a coffee shop with like a big ass sign. It's like this way, you know, the guy where they flips the sign is like it's this way
for like taxes, because like tax people only do taxes like 2 months out of the year.
Yeah, and like they promote so hard. It's like, oh, tax planning right now, and I was like, well, technically you just want to have like a consistent amount of customers coming in through the day, and sometimes it's higher than other times, and that could be your home run days. We're not saying home runs are not impossible. It could be Saturday and Sunday, like Christmas Day, Starbucks, man, the sales are gonna boom. You want that coffee cup, you know, you want those bakery items, and all those people are getting Starbucks gift card, and I got one, so I'm even happy. I really do have a Starbucks problem. But it's a financially responsible problem. Let's just say that one. But yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, going into that, like a little bit further too, like from a psychological aspect, I want to try and tie everything in together. you, be it a trader, a business owner, whatever the case is, going into even that example of like buying a Starbucks and like risking your money to do it, you psychologically are going to want to and decide to accept that risk much easier, much more freely, going after singles every day instead of trying to hit a home run, right? It's way easier for me or you to be like, yo, let's go open up a Starbucks, let's go buy out the building, because we understand there's going to be consistent daily singles that get hit of the casual coffee drinker.
Yeah, like the casual day is like, let's say like 2,000 cups.
Right.
Like it's 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, and then like across the weeks or holidays, it's like some are like even 5,000, 6,000, you know.
When you tie everything together, to go with the purpose and the intention of this video is that we're both proponents of, via through Mark Douglas, via through personal self-development, we put out trading psychology information. Like, you need to get the information regardless.
1,000%. No, you're right. And to close this video and everything thus far, guys, you know, what me and Jared said is like very real life information that we learned and that we applied to other aspects in trading. So let me know what you guys learned. If you guys didn't learn a lot, if it didn't make sense, put it in the comments. Definitely would love to do another video and break it down if it didn't. But guys, with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Man, we're growing out here. Let us grow.
100%.
Send this to your boy that be like, hey bro, this is actually fire. 100%. And if it's not, you know, keep it to yourself, bro. Keep it to yourself.
Our goal here is to be the most impactful space on the planet where it's real life, real world stuff. There's no fluff, no sugarcoat examples in the, not just in the trading space, but also as like how to grow yourself as a human and how to develop your psychology. Yeah. Specifically for going out and executing trades in the market.
100%.
So
real life advice from real traders.
Right.
So 100%. See you guys soon.
Appreciate you guys.